Hey everyone, welcome back to Switchtop. We're diving into the absolute best of the best today. 20 games that earn perfect scores and truly deserve them. These aren't just good games, they're masterpieces that push their genres forward and delivered unforgettable experiences. Whether you're new to Switch or looking for your next obsession, these are the games you need to play in 2026. Let's get into it. Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake delivers a refined way to experience two foundational JRPGs while respecting their classic design. The remake preserves traditional turn-based, command-driven combat, but modernizes it with smoother pacing, adjustable battle speed, auto-battle options, and added tactical layers that make encounters more engaging without overcomplicating them. Dragon Quest I focuses on a solitary hero, emphasizing careful resource management and deliberate decision-making, giving every fight real weight. Dragon Quest II expands into a full party system, introducing stronger strategic depth through character roles, synergy, and more dynamic encounters, while also benefiting from richer dialogue and clearer characterization. Exploration spans overworlds, towns, and dungeons that feel faithful yet more readable, rewarding curiosity with secrets and progression that flows naturally. Storytelling stays true to the Erdrick legacy, following a timeless hero's journey rooted in prophecy, lineage, and the struggle against encroaching darkness, subtly enhanced through expanded dialogue and improved narrative pacing. Astral Chain puts you in the role of a rookie officer in NieR, a special police task force protecting humanity's last refuge, the Ark, from interdimensional entities called chimeras that are corrupting reality itself. The standout mechanic is controlling both your character and a tethered legion simultaneously. These are captured chimeras bound to your service, each with unique combat abilities and puzzle-solving functions. Combat becomes a mesmerizing dance, where you position your character while directing your legion to attack from different angles, wrap the chain around enemies to bind them, or create combo opportunities by coordinating strikes. You'll unlock 5 distinct legions throughout the story, from the sword-wielding Sword Legion to the defensive Arm Legion, and can switch between them mid-combat to counter specific enemy types. Between the intense action sequences, you'll investigate crime scenes using Legion abilities to scan for clues, track suspects with the Beast Legion's enhanced sense, or access restricted areas with the Axe Legion's ability to cut through barriers. The detective segments require you to analyze evidence and question witnesses, adding variety to the gameplay loop.
Let's get 'em!
Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 represents the peak of Nintendo's 3D platforming philosophy, built around gravity-defying level design and some of the most precise movement Mario has ever had. Gameplay revolves around hopping between small planets in sprawling space structures where gravity constantly shifts, forcing players to rethink positioning, momentum, and timing in every jump. Mario's core moveset, long jumps, wall jumps, spin attacks, and mid-air control, feels exceptionally responsive, making exploration and challenge feel fair and rewarding. Super Mario Galaxy emphasizes wonder and discovery, guiding players through imaginative galaxies that introduce mechanics gradually, while Super Mario Galaxy 2 sharpens the formula with tighter level design, faster pacing, and more demanding challenges that push mastery. The addition of Yoshi in Galaxy 2 expands gameplay variety, adding new traversal options through tongue grabs, flutter jumps, and situational power-ups. Story remains intentionally light, focusing on Mario's journey through space to rescue Princess Peach, but the storybook sequences add warmth and emotional texture through Rosalina's quiet backstory. Persona 5 Royal casts you as a high school student who gains the power to enter the metaverse, a cognitive world where corrupt adults' distorted desires manifest as palaces that you and your friends infiltrate to steal their hearts and force them to confess their crimes. The dual life structure splits your time between dungeon crawling through surreal palaces filled with shadows to fight and living as a normal student, building relationships with confidants around Tokyo. Turn-based combat revolves around exploiting enemy weaknesses with physical attacks and elemental spells, gaining extra turns when you hit the weakness, and potentially triggering all-out attacks when all enemies are knocked down. Your persona represents your inner power, and you can collect and fuse hundreds of different personas to customize your skill set, while party members each have their own signature persona that evolves as their character develops. The social simulation aspect isn't just filler. Every confidant relationship you build unlocks new abilities and bonuses that directly impact combat effectiveness and palace infiltration.
It's been a while since we last fought, but this time...
Persona! Go down!
Celeste follows Madeline, a young woman determined to climb Celeste Mountain, despite struggling with anxiety and depression that manifests as a dark reflection of herself trying to stop her ascent. The platforming mechanics are deliberately simple. You can jump, climb walls briefly before your stamina runs out, and perform a directional dash once before needing to touch the ground or grab a wall to recharge it. These basic moves combine into increasingly complex challenges requiring precise timing and creative problem solving as you navigate screens filled with spikes, moving platforms, and environmental hazards. Each chapter introduces new mechanics that build on the core movement, from dream blocks you can dash through once before they vanish, to feathers that let you fly in a specific direction. The game is brutally challenging, but never unfair. Screens are small enough that you can see all the obstacles, respawns are instant, and death merely resets you to the start of the current screen with no punishment. B-side and C-side levels unlock after completing each chapter, offering remixed versions with even harder challenges for players who want to test their skills further. Octopath Traveler 2 presents 8 distinct protagonists, each with their own story spanning multiple chapters. From Oswald, the scholar seeking revenge for his family's murder, to Throne, the thief, trying to escape her assassin organization. The turn-based combat uses a boost point system, where you accumulate points each turn that can be spent to either increase the number of hits or power of your next action, adding a layer of strategy to resource management. Breaking enemies is crucial. Each foe has shield points and specific weapon or magic weaknesses, and hitting those weaknesses reduces their shield until it breaks, stunning them for a turn and making them vulnerable to massive damage. The job system lets each character learn a secondary job, mixing abilities to create powerful combinations, like a merchant who can also cast advanced healing magic, or a hunter with defensive knight skills. Path actions are unique abilities each character uses in towns. Oswald can extract information through scrutiny, Particio can buy items from NPCs, and Hikari can challenge townspeople to duels to learn new skills.
What's our plan of attack? My spear shall strike through!
My turn.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, stands as one of the most complete tactical RPG experiences available, blending deep strategy, flexible character progression, and a mature narrative that treats its audience with respect. Gameplay is built around turn-based battles on isometric grids, where terrain, elevation, and unit positioning matter as much as raw stats, encouraging careful planning rather than brute force. The iconic job system allows characters to unlock and combine abilities from multiple classes, creating endless customization and rewarding experimentation as party roles evolve over time. Combat pacing benefits from modern refinements, such as streamlined menus, smoother flow, and quality of life adjustments that make longer encounters more approachable without sacrificing tactical depth. Every battle feels deliberate, demanding smart use of formations, timing, and skill synergy to overcome challenging encounters. The story follows Ramza Beulve through the war-torn world of Ivalice, delivering a politically driven narrative filled with moral ambiguity, betrayal, and clashing ideals, rather than simple good versus evil themes. Dragon Quest XI's follows the Luminary, a young man who discovers on his coming-of-age ceremony that he's the reincarnation of an ancient hero, but the kingdom brands him as a villain and forces him to flee, beginning a quest to understand his destiny and stop the dark force threatening the world. The turn-based combat lets you control a party of diverse characters, each with unique skill trees you can invest points into, learning new abilities ranging from powerful attacks to support magic and passive bonuses. The pep system builds up during battles, and when characters become pepped up, they can perform special combo attacks with other pepped party members that deal massive damage or provide crucial buffs. Exploration feels rewarding, with visible enemies on the field that you can avoid or engage, and you'll find materials scattered throughout the world to craft better equipment at campsites, rather than relying solely on shops. The story is a classic hero's journey, but executed beautifully, with a midpoint twist that genuinely shocked players and takes the narrative in unexpected directions. Party members are well developed, with their own personal quests and motivations, beyond just supporting the protagonist. And the towns you visit feel alive with NPCs, who react to story events and provide side quests that flesh out the world.
Go on! You can do it!
Super Mario Odyssey sends Mario on a globe-trotting adventure across diverse kingdoms in the Odyssey airship to stop Bowser from forcibly marrying Princess Peach, with Mario's cap destroyed in the initial confrontation and replaced by Cappy, a sentient hat searching for his kidnapped sister. The capture mechanic revolutionizes Mario gameplay. Throwing Cappy onto enemies and objects lets you possess them, gaining their unique abilities from a T-Rex's devastating strength to a Bullet Bill's flight capabilities. Each kingdom is a sandbox filled with power moons to collect, with over 800 moons total, ranging from obvious rewards for completing objectives to cleverly hidden secrets requiring exploration and experimentation. Movement options are extensive, combining Mario's traditional jumps, rolls, and ground pounds with new Cappy-based techniques, like the Cap Throw Jump that extends your aerial mobility, and Dive, which can be chained for incredible speed. Kingdom design is incredibly varied. New Donk City is a realistic metropolis with human NPCs, while the Luncheon Kingdom features food-themed geography and enemies, each area feeling distinct with unique mechanics and capture targets. Hades puts you in control of Zagreus, immortal son of Hades, who's attempting to escape the underworld to reach the surface and find his mother, Persephone, with each escape attempt revealing more about his family's secrets and the complex relationships between Greek gods. The roguelike structure sends you through 4 regions: Tartarus, Asphodel, Elysium, and the Temple of Styx, each filled with randomly generated rooms of enemies, rewards, and challenges before facing off against major bosses. Combat is fast and fluid, with 6 weapons that all feel completely different, from the Twin Fists' rapid melee combos to the Adamant Rail's ranged gun attacks. And each weapon has multiple aspects that fundamentally change their movesets and optimal strategies. During runs, you'll receive boons from Olympian gods that modify your abilities. Zeus adds chain lightning to attacks. Athena provides deflecting shields. Dionysus applies stacking damage over time effects, and these can combine into powerful duo boons when you have complementary abilities from specific god pairs. Death is integrated into the story. When you die, you return to the House of Hades, where you can talk to NPCs, advance relationships by giving them nectar, purchase permanent upgrades with resources gathered during runs, and unlock new weapons or keepsakes. NieR Automata drops you into a post-apocalyptic Earth where humanity has fled to the moon and sent android soldiers to fight the machine life forms that conquered the planet. You play as 2B, a combat android, alongside her reconnaissance partner 9S, executing missions for the YoRHa military organization. The combat system blends fast-paced hack-and-slash action with bullet hell shooter segments, letting you equip different weapon combinations and customize your android with plug-in chips that modify everything from damage output to movement speed. The gameplay constantly shifts perspectives and genres. One moment you're in a top-down shooter, the next you're exploring in traditional third-person action. The story is structured around multiple playthroughs that reveal completely different perspectives and truths about the war, with each ending adding crucial context that transforms everything you thought you understood. The philosophical themes about consciousness, purpose, and what it means to be alive are woven directly into the gameplay mechanics themselves. This End of YoRHa edition includes all DLC and runs smoothly on Switch, making it the definitive way to experience one of the most thought-provoking action games ever made. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes place in Ionios, a world where two nations, Keves and Agnes, are locked in endless war, and all soldiers have a lifespan of just 10 years before their time runs out. You control 6 soldiers, 3 from each nation, who discover they can combine into powerful Ouroboros forms and decide to break free from this cycle to find the true enemy manipulating their world. The real-time combat system lets you control one character while your party acts based on AI tactics you set, with each character able to switch between multiple classes that determine their role and abilities. Positioning matters during fights. Attacking from the side or rear deals bonus damage, and you need to coordinate chain attacks, where all 6 party members unleash their strongest moves in sequence. The world is massive and seamlessly connected, filled with hundreds of side quests that actually develop the characters and factions rather than just offering busy work. Boss fights require you to understand and counter specific mechanics while managing aggro, healing, and damage rotations across your entire team.
Sometimes brute force is the answer. Go!
Absolum delivers a modern take on classic side-scrolling beat-em-ups by blending fast, skill-driven combat with smart, roguelite progression. Gameplay focuses on fluid combo chains, precise dodging and parries, and the use of arcane abilities that layer magic onto traditional brawling, creating encounters that reward both reflexes and tactical decision-making. Each playable hero brings a distinct combat identity, encouraging different approaches to positioning, crowd control, and resource management, while rituals act as passive modifiers that reshape attacks, abilities, and overall playstyle from run to run. The roguelite structure keeps momentum high through randomized encounters, evolving builds, and permanent upgrades that steadily expand your options without removing the challenge. Combat remains the clear star, but progression feels meaningful as you experiment with synergies and adapt to escalating enemy patterns and boss mechanics. The story frames this action within a dark fantasy world ruled by a tyrant who has outlawed magic, positioning the heroes as rebels, fighting to restore balance and freedom.
Draconic Ascent!
Metroid Prime Remastered brings the GameCube masterpiece to Switch, with stunning visual upgrades and modernized controls that make this first-person adventure feel like it was designed for 2026. You play as Samus Aran, investigating a distress signal on planet Talon 4, where you'll uncover the story of an ancient civilization destroyed by a mutagenic substance called Phazon, while hunting your nemesis, the space pirate leader Ridley. The game is a first-person adventure with combat, but exploration and puzzle solving drive the experience. You'll scan enemy weaknesses, lore entries, and environmental clues using your visor system, switching between combat, thermal, and X-ray visors to navigate different challenges. Power-ups you find fundamentally change how you explore. The Morph Ball lets you roll through tight passages. The Spider Ball lets you traverse magnetic surfaces, and the Space Jump gives you extended vertical mobility. The world design is interconnected Metroidvania style, where new abilities open shortcuts and previously inaccessible areas, filled with missile expansions and energy tanks. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door follows Mario to the town of Rogueport after Princess Peach sends him a treasure map, but she's kidnapped before he arrives, kicking off a quest to find 7 crystal stars hidden behind the Thousand-Year Door. The turn-based combat system uses timed button presses to boost attack damage and reduce incoming damage, adding an action element that keeps every battle engaging rather than just selecting moves from menus. Mario gains partners throughout the adventure, each with unique abilities, both in combat and exploration, like Koops, who can hit distant switches, or Vivian, who lets you hide in shadows to avoid enemies and access secret areas. The paper aesthetic isn't just visual flair. Mario can fold into a paper airplane, roll into a tube, or turn sideways to slip through cracks, with these transformations required to solve environmental puzzles. The badge system lets you customize Mario's abilities by equipping badges that cost BP, letting you focus on powerful attacks, defensive abilities, or support skills depending on your preferred playstyle. The story is genuinely funny, with memorable characters and surprising emotional moments, while the writing never talks down to players despite the colorful presentation. Hollow Knight places you in the boots of a nameless knight, descending into Hallownest, a vast underground kingdom of insects that fell to a mysterious infection, spreading madness through its citizens. The 2D combat is precise and challenging. You attack with a nail that can be upgraded, and learn spells that consume soul, which you generate by successfully hitting enemies, creating a risk-reward system where aggressive play gives you resources to heal or cast powerful magic. Movement abilities unlock as you explore, like the dash, wall jump, and crystal heart that let you reach new areas while also improving combat mobility. The world sprawls in all directions. With minimal guidance, you'll discover new areas organically, purchase maps from a cartographer, then fill in details yourself as you explore each region. The charm system offers tremendous build variety, with over 40 charms that modify everything from your damage output to how quickly you generate soul to adding entirely new abilities. But you can only equip a limited number based on charm notches you've collected. Boss fights are brutal pattern recognition challenges that feel incredibly fair. Every death teaches you something, and victory feels earned through skill rather than luck or grinding. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom picks up after Breath of the Wild, with Link and Zelda discovering an ancient threat beneath Hyrule Castle that, when disturbed, causes catastrophic changes. Hyrule Castle rises into the sky, mysterious chasms open across the land, and Zelda vanishes, leaving Link to explore a transformed world spanning sky islands, the familiar surface, and a vast underground realm. The new abilities completely change how you interact with the world. Ultra Hand lets you grab and attach objects to build vehicles, bridges, and contraptions, limited only by your creativity, while Fuse combines weapons with materials to create unique effects and dramatically extends weapon durability. Ascend lets you phase through any ceiling above you, fundamentally changing traversal and puzzle solving, while Recall reverses an object's movement through time, letting you ride falling debris back up or send enemy projectiles back at them. The 3-layered world is massive sky islands feature physics-based shrine puzzles. The surface of Hyrule has been transformed with new settlements and challenges, and the depths below offer resource gathering and combat challenges in near total darkness. Hollow Knight Silksong evolves the Metroidvania formula with a sharper focus on speed, precision, and expressive movement, delivering an experience that rewards mastery at every level. You step into the role of Hornet, whose agile moveset emphasizes fluid traversal through dashes, wall climbs, and acrobatic maneuvers that make exploration feel fast and deliberate rather than cautious. Combat is tighter and more aggressive than before, built around precise timing, smart positioning, and the strategic use of tools and silk-based abilities that expand offensive and defensive options while demanding skillful execution. The world of Farloom unfolds as a vast, interconnected kingdom filled with layered platforming challenges, hidden paths, and optional objectives that encourage curiosity and experimentation. Enemy design and boss encounters push players to learn patterns and refine their technique, turning difficulty into a satisfying test of growth rather than frustration. Storytelling remains subtle yet compelling, unfolding through environmental details, NPC encounters, and Hornet's personal journey as she uncovers the secrets of a fallen land and her own identity within it. Hades 2 builds on the strengths of its predecessor by deepening combat complexity, expanding progression systems, and delivering a richer narrative loop that thrives on repetition. You play as Malinoe, a witch of the underworld whose combat style blends swift melee strikes, ranged magic, and spellcasting that rewards precise timing and smart positioning. Each run is shaped by roguelite fundamentals, randomized encounters, branching paths, and a wide range of boons granted by gods that radically alter abilities and encourage experimentation with powerful synergies. Weapon aspects and arcane upgrades provide multiple playstyles, keeping combat fresh while demanding mastery as difficulty escalates. Exploration is more varied, sending players through distinct regions with unique enemy behaviors and boss mechanics that challenge adaptability rather than rote memorization. Progression extends beyond combat, with resources used to unlock permanent upgrades, new tools, and narrative threads that enrich future runs. Storytelling remains tightly woven into gameplay, unfolding through fully voiced dialogue and evolving relationships with mythological figures, giving emotional context to repeated attempts. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild redefines open-world design by giving players near total freedom in how they explore, fight, and progress through Hyrule. Gameplay is driven by systems rather than strict rules, allowing you to climb almost any surface, glide across vast landscapes, and approach objectives in countless ways without artificial barriers. A deep physics engine encourages experimentation, letting elements like fire, wind, electricity, and magnetism interact naturally with the environment and enemies, turning problem-solving into a creative sandbox. Combat blends real-time swordplay, archery, stealth, and item usage, with breakable weapons pushing adaptability and situational thinking rather than reliance on a single loadout. Exploration is constantly rewarded through shrines that offer compact challenges focused on puzzles, combat, and movement, as well as hidden secrets scattered across the world. The story unfolds quietly and organically, following Link as he awakens without memories and gradually uncovers the fall of Hyrule and his role within it through environmental storytelling and optional discoveries. Those are the 20 perfect games you need to experience on Switch in 2026. Let me know in the comments which of these you've played and which one you're going to tackle next. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Switch Top for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.